Today's podcast is brought to you by the Herzog Foundation. A Maine District Court has banned Emily Bickford from bringing her 12-year-old daughter to her mainstream evangelical church. But she's not taking that decision lying down. She's appealing it. Emily and her attorney join us today to talk about the court's flagrant disregard of her First Amendment rights. That's coming up next. This is the Moms for America podcast. Each week, leaders and everyday champions tell personal stories, share advice, and tackle the issues most important to moms. Hi, moms. I'm Debbie Corlettis, your host, and welcome to the Moms for America podcast. So glad that you, mama, are joining us again this week. Every episode, we get together to inspire, encourage, and educate moms in their journey through motherhood. Well, we talk a lot here at Moms for America about our nation's founders and about the original documents that they crafted and what they built our country upon. Here are a few presidents and what they had to say about the importance of religion. George Washington: reason and experience both forbid us to expect that national morality can prevail in the exclusion of religious principle. How about John Adams? Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. For over 200 years, the role of religion has been respected and honored in America. But our guest, Emily Bickford, has been banned from bringing her 12-year-old daughter to church. Yes, you heard it correctly. The court has even said that, quote, it was objectively inappropriate for Emily's daughter to even hear a prayer at a religious worship service. That's in quotes, too. Can you believe this? Emily and her attorney, Matt Staver from Liberty Counsel, are joining us today to talk about this case. Well, welcome, Matt. Thank you so much. Welcome, Emily, to the Moms for America podcast. This is an incredible story. When I read this in the news last week or so, I said to Pam, our producer, we've got to get this on the podcast because this sounds absolutely insane. But officially, welcome to the Moms for America podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Yes. All right. Maybe I'll just quickly, Matt, I'm going to start with Emily so she can kind of tell us a little bit about the background. Then I'm going to flip over to you for some of the legal stance on this. At the beginning, Emily, this is your one and only child, right? Your daughter?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So you have your daughter. She's what, 12 years old, Ava, currently?
Yes.
And you're no longer with the dad. Give us a little bit of what the landscape is like right now with you and your daughter.
Yeah, so I had Ava in 2013, and I didn't know the Lord at that time, and nor was I with her dad. We had split up right before I found out I was pregnant, and I had come to know the Lord in 2017 when Ava was 4 years old. So currently right now, I have Ava. It's a 50-50 custody. So she's with her dad half the time and she's with me half the time. And yeah, so being saved, obviously my life changed radically in 2017.
Sure. So you're on a new journey with the Lord. Beautiful. You started attending church, and I guess this is kind of maybe where a rift began with the father of your child and yourself. What is the problem that he has with you attending church with your daughter?
Yeah, the only thing that really changed, we had changed churches and we were meeting with the church more often. We were attending services more often. That's one thing that really changed. So, being under the word of God more frequently, like being washed in the word, my life started to dramatically change, and so did Ava's. And then over time, she did want to be baptized. So that baptism was like pretty much the turning point. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back for him, I think.
Right. So he was tolerating you taking your daughter to church, but when she wanted to get baptized and really maybe solidify her faith and her commitment to Christ, that was when he felt like that was too much. Over to you, Matt. Is that okay for kids to get baptized in today's world? Of course it is, right?
Absolutely. And typically
yeah,
what courts have done across the country at the highest level, whether it's different issues where you have a custody issue, you have the one parent who's fit, able to take their child to whatever church they want to. And when the other parent who's fit has visitation, they can take the child to wherever they want to, or to no church at all. You respect each other's religious freedom. What happened here is Matthew Bradeen, when Ava wanted to get baptized, went to court and wanted to change the custody visitation issues on this issue regarding religion. And he brought in some so-called expert from California, sociology professor, former sociology professor, who essentially said that evangelical churches, and in this particular case, Calvary Chapel in Portland, are cult-like whenever they teach the Bible verse by verse, chapter by chapter, when they believe in heaven and hell, right and wrong, angels, demons, when they believe in salvation through Jesus, that makes them cult-like, and that can potentially be psychologically harmful to the child. Wow. And so this judge issued an order. Every time mentioning God, always lowercase, which obviously is a derogatory statement to Emily and Ava's religion, because we all know lowercase God, that's polytheism. Uppercase God, that means you're referring to a specific supreme being. So that's how the order reads. And then it goes through this incredible situation where it says that there's no evidence of harm by virtue of her being exposed to the Bible, but then gives Matthew Bradeen absolute veto over any church, any religious activity, any religious literature, video, any religious philosophy, including the Bible in general. And that is stunning.
Wow. This almost just seems like it could not be real. Matt and I were just talking right before, you came on as we were chatting about this. This is kind of like, can't believe that this could happen in America. So as this is unfolding for you, Emily, what are your thoughts? Do you continue to bring your daughter to church because you feel like, wow, I'm the mother and I would like to have her baptized, let her know about the Lord, go to youth group, go to all those wonderful things that we all know that, the church can offer our kids, especially in today's day and age, that you need more Jesus than ever, instead of less. How did you move through this when this became really kind of, I guess, antagonistic?
Yeah. It was the order was written really specifically. Now, when we were going through the court hearing back in 2024, it was August 2024, the question was asked of me while I was on stand if I would go against the order if it was written not in my favor. And my answer on the stand was, yeah, I will, because my God is greater than this. And but then after the order was written, I was rightly told that we should obey the government, and like the government officials were put in place by God. So we should obey them. Although I am feeling torn because at the same time my constitutional rights are being violated.
Right, trampled on. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was really feeling torn. Like, who do
And
I
really,
listen
your
to?
daughter has constitutional rights as well,
Exactly. Yeah, she
for
does.
freedom of religion. I mean, she has a chance to live freely here in America and, go to church. I mean, we're not talking about going to, to a drug camp or something. I mean, we're talking about going to church, which is the crazy part of it. Matt, have you seen anything like this before where a parent can literally stop another parent from letting their child attend church?
No, I haven't. And in fact, Liberty Counsel doesn't get involved in many domestic dispute issues because there's a wide variety of issues in these kinds of cases. But when we read the order in this particular case, the order just screamed hostility towards Christianity, something that we've never seen before. And that's why Liberty Counsel became involved on appeal. There have been a couple of other court cases historically in other states that have gone somewhat this direction, but never this far. And they've always been overruled at the state highest Supreme Court. So we're hoping the same thing will happen here. But since December of 2024, Emily has not been able to take Ava under this court order to Calvary Chapel, to have any association with any of her friends that she has made for 3.5, nearly 4 years at Calvary Chapel, Portland.
That's incredible.
Hasn't been able to go to any church, any Christmas event, any religious event. She can't go to a Bible study because Matthew Bradeen has been given total authority to veto everything, and he has vetoed every single request that Emily has presented to Matthew. So this is unbelievable. We're talking about a year now, and we're in the Christmas season now. And so Emily can't just take her daughter to a Christmas event.
Right. And that's really the story here. You can't take your daughter to Christmas service. So this now only doesn't pertain to their daughter. It pertains to Emily?
Well, it pertains to Ava, but, Ava could go herself. Or Emily could go herself, but she'd have to leave Ava at home. She doesn't want to do that. So It also affects Emily as well as Ava, because she doesn't want to leave Emily. Emily doesn't want to leave her daughter there and say, I'm going to church, you can't come with me. She's going to stay there with Ava. So for a year, that has affected Emily, and certainly it's directly affected Ava. And Ava doesn't understand, and Emily can really expound. And Ava is, wondering why can't she visit her friends? Her friends that she's met for 3.5, 4 years, she can't even associate with them according to this order.
Tell us about that, Emily. What's Ava's thoughts? And I mean, is your ex banning Bibles in your home? I mean, how far is this going, and how crazy is this going? I mean, it seems unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem unreal. Ava has expressed to me frustrations. The line of communication with her father is not there. Like, she doesn't have an open door to express how she feels to him about faith. And so she feels like she cannot talk to him. So she talks to me about it, and all she does is express frustration. I don't understand why I can't go. And I told her we need to follow this order to the best of our ability until the appeal is overturned. And whether that's with the Maine Supreme Court or whether that's with the U.S. Supreme Court, we're not sure. We hope that the state of Maine will overturn this unrighteous order, but she is expressing frustration for sure, and she does miss her friends like crazy. That's the most heartbreaking thing.
Yeah, that is. We need to keep her in prayer, because I know for me, youth group, when I was in my junior high, senior high, all through high school, even young adults at church, it was a huge part of my life. It was foundational to me, because this world is a complicated place and a hard place. And without the Lord, it's very tough. So I know that you, as mom, are fighting for her religious freedom and for your own, obviously. Do we also say that like your friends from Calvary cannot see her? There's no mixing of friends at all.
No,
anyone from the church can't come over.
Right. The order says that she's not to be around anybody from Calvary. So Calvary Chapel is not, Calvary Chapel Greater Portland is its own specific church, but there's other Calvary Chapels in the state of Maine and in the US and in the entire world. We're a Bible teaching church. And for them to say that she can't be around anybody from our church, like deeming it unsafe, that's just as a Bible teaching Christian church, that's unheard of. Yeah. It's unheard of. Like it's just frustrating.
All right, we'll have more on this very interesting conversation on our First Amendment rights and religious freedom right after this short break. Stay with us. Hi, moms. I'm excited to share some news about our new sponsor, the Herzog Foundation. We know you're passionate about raising patriots and empowering your children with the best education possible. And the Herzog Foundation shares that passion. They're dedicated to promoting liberty through education freedom and helping parents like you choose the best educational path. They offer a powerhouse of resources designed to support families and schools alike, Whether you're ready to dive in headfirst to the world of education or simply looking for more ways to empower your child's learning. From free training events to their must read online publication, The Lion, they're committed to keeping you informed about what's happening in education. Also, if you've ever thought, moms, about starting your own Christian school or co op, their School Box online course will give you everything you need to get started on the right foot. Again, we are so proud to partner with the Herzog Foundation, and we encourage you to explore all their amazing tools and the insights that they offer. So go ahead, visit herzogfoundation.com to learn more. You won't want to miss these incredible resources. Again, find it all out at herzogfoundation.com. All right, welcome back, moms. Before we continue with our very interesting interview, I do want to ask everyone to please like, share, subscribe the podcast. Let your mom friends know about this. I mean, what an interesting and sad story, actually, all at the same time. But it's stories like this that help empower, encourage, and inspire other moms to get in the battle, to stand boldly, to make a difference in their home and in their community. Also, if you have an idea or a topic like today's topic or a story that you've heard of and you would like me to interview them and have them on the podcast, would you please email me at podcast@momsforamerica.net? I would appreciate that. Lastly, I want to invite all of our moms that are listening to join the movement here at Moms for America. I so hope that you are a part of our sisterhood. It's moms like us uniting all across the country, fighting for faith, family, freedom, and yes, the Constitution. How do you find out about Moms for America? You go to momsforamerica.us, sign up for our newsletter, check out our website. There's so much information there that it can help you moms. All right, we're going to go right now back to the show and more from Emily and Matt. Matt, what are Emily's rights? What does she, what would the case look like when this goes for debate and to be reviewed and before the judge?
Well, there's several things. And one of the things you pointed out about youth camp, she hasn't been able to go to youth camp either. That's been denied as well. And this is a very critical age. She's 12. In January, she'll be 13. She'll be a young teenager. And that's a very critical
Every mom
age.
that's listening right now wants their kids in a good youth group, at a good church. We all know that our hearts as moms are going, wow, talk about a lifeline for her.
Yeah, so the parents have a constitutional First Amendment right, and so does Ava. She also has a constitutional right to attend church. And in fact, the Supreme Court of the United States long ago, actually in the Everson case, said that government cannot prohibit somebody from attending church. That's an exact quote from the United States Supreme Court, and yet that's what this court order does. I think it's pretty clear that this total ban, giving total ban to another parent over a fit parent, by the way, with no abuse, no neglect, no evidence of harm, just the possibility that if you're around Christian teachings, you're going to be psychologically harmed, according to this person that testified, which is absolutely astounding.
How come that person gets so much? How come that person gets so much weight? This person that testified or came up with this goofy idea.
It's a crazy idea. It is absolutely stunning. I've never seen it before. The stunning thing is not only that this person said this on the witness stand, but that the judge bought it. That's even worse.
Right. Exactly.
And put it in an order. And when the judge specifically on the same page where this order gives all these restrictions says specifically that there's no evidence of any harm to Ava from being associated with any teaching related to the Bible. And yet then she gives this unbelievably broad order. This, I think, is breathtakingly broad. I think some of the justices, when we were arguing the case, realized that this particular order is filled with hostility, and that alone makes it unconstitutional, let alone the absolute prohibition to attend church as this order does. I've never seen anything like it in my entire career as a litigator.
Well, thank you to Liberty Counsel for helping with this. Emily, I'm sure, how did you connect with Liberty Counsel? And I'm sure you're just so thankful to have someone helping you defend your freedom of religion and your daughters.
I am so incredibly thankful. So Liberty Counsel also fought for during COVID. Calvary Chapel, Bangor, had opened a case against the governor here in Maine, who had shut down all the churches in Maine.
Mm.
So that pastor reached out and asked if they would like to take this case, and they agreed. And I am just so, you're right, so incredibly thankful for their time and their effort that they're putting into this. I am so grateful. Yeah. This is an eternal thing.
This is what a gift. And you hear this, and I know you agree with this, man, is we've got to take things like this to court.
Oh, we do.
We've got to stand up. We've got to fight back. And we need brave mothers like Emily to do that. What's happening now? So Christmas is a no.
Christmas is a no right now until this court order gets overturned. We presented argument. I was presenting the argument at the Maine Supreme Court. We don't have a specific timeline in which the court will render its decision. But as soon as it does, I'm hopeful that they will overturn the order and Emily and Ava will be able to go back to church and to normal life. But if, unfortunately, the Supreme Court of Maine goes the wrong way, the next step will be the U.S. Supreme Court. And I have no doubt whatsoever that the High Court will overturn this case.
Yeah, I would be 100% optimistic. It's just a shame you've got this journey of lost time. And I'm sure that's your frustration, Emily, with your daughter. But I know that you're praying with her and, just trying to walk her through this, because we go through seasons like this or challenges like this. God does strengthen us in the journey of all this. So her little heart and mind, I'm sure, is getting strengthened to stand for truth. I guess, what will Christmas then look like for you? How will you incorporate Jesus into Christ, the center of Christmas, into your home?
Yeah. So like normal, we're gonna continue to celebrate Christmas, which she does over at her dad's too. And she actually goes to his house on Christmas Eve, so she'll spend Christmas Day there. So I will be able to attend church service on Christmas Eve on that night. So, but other than that, I set up a nativity scene in my home. And I will continue to do that for the rest of my life. Like that's the very heart of Christmas. So,
And
yeah.
how has this changed you with your faith?
Um, when I first was saved and I was reading the Bible for the first time, I was reading about persecution, and I
Yeah.
was like, yes, Lord, I agree that I will go to the death for you. You did it for me, I'll do it for you. And I didn't realize how hard it would be to live through suffering for so long. Um, I didn't realize how hard that would be and
Yeah.
how much I really do need him in order to get through hard times like this. And Jesus said that we have been not only we've been granted the chance to believe in him, but also to suffer for his sake. So
Hmm.
he holds those two on equal ground. Belief in him and suffering, they're both like good in his eyes. They're good for us.
Yeah.
So we're just holding on to truth. That's all we can do right now. And his spirit, nobody can take his Holy Spirit from Ava and from me. Nobody can
Yeah.
take our faith. Our faith is
Right.
firm on the rock and it can't be shaken. So the other side that wants to build their house on sinking sand, it's going to come down someday. It like any day, hopefully. But they've built their whole case on sinking sand. And so it's
They
only a
sure
matter
have.
of time.
Not on the right side, that's for sure. I would never want to be on the wrong side, be on Jesus's side. Matt, what advice do you give to parents maybe maybe it's not exactly a case like this, but religion, I remember our pastor last year said, Christ offends people. He does, because he is a jealous God. He is the way, the truth, and light, and he does offend people.
He does.
And if someone gets offended by him in a relationship or with parents like this, how do we handle this? I mean, not many people are going to the courts or Supreme Court over church, but there is a religious sometimes difficulties within families.
Well, I would say two things. We represent a lot of young people, and Child Evangelism Fellowship is one of them. And the critical time of a child's life is ages 4 through 14. Ava's right in that critical moment. So that's a really critical time to teach them about Jesus. And then secondly, I would say that you have to stand for your faith. Be prepared for that opposition, because when you ultimately give your life to the Lord Jesus, he will forgive you, cleanse you, give you a totally new life, make you a new creation. But that then goes against the grain of the world. So be prepared and prepare your children for what they might encounter. Yeah. And I would say in this case, for those that are watching this program, to pray for Ava, that what the locusts are thinking that they're eating right now, God will replenish even more fold. Tenfold, and that it will bless her as she has gone through with Emily this kind of, unbelievable situation for the past year, that it'll actually strengthen her faith, and she'll be able to actually help and teach others about this as well.
Yeah, don't you see that, Emily, that God may be just rising her up? She may be an Esther. She really may be, or a Deborah, or what. God knows what has in store for her. But don't you agree, both of you, that when the devil's at work hard, that's because there's a big fight on the table, and there's a big fight for her, and there's a big fight for religious freedom, and there's a fight for you too, Emily, for you not to get discouraged. So, we're lifting you up in your household. And any closing words from you, Emily?
Yes. Okay. So I'm so glad you asked, because I know that the battle's not against flesh and blood, and Ava and I are secure in the Lord for all eternity. So the one remaining outlier is her dad. And so God knows what it's going to take each one of us to find him. And maybe this is what it's going to take. I'm not sure, but I'm in deep prayer for Matthew Bradeen, and I just suggest that everybody be praying for him too.
Yeah. So true, because we don't know where this is taking us. It's probably going to be one of those moments where a couple years down the road, you're going to look back and you'll be like, oh, I see. That's what God was doing all the way on this journey. But to Liberty Counsel, thank you for fighting for freedom on all costs. I mean, you guys do an amazing work there. Let everyone know a little bit about Liberty Counsel too, Matt, real quick, would you?
Well, thank you. It's my honor. I would say what Emily's saying is that Matthew, in vetoing all these churches, interestingly, he's watching the sermons. So continue to pray for him as well, that God works on his heart. But Liberty Counsel, that's our mission, to advance religious freedom, life, and God's design for family. And it's an honor for Liberty Counsel to be a part of standing alongside of Emily and Ava and so many others that they represent to advance religious freedom. So for those that encounter these kinds of issues, they can go to our website, lc.org. But let us know. We can help, and we're happy to do that. That's our mission.
So for you, Emily, it's going to the state court, and then, please God, it gets overturned there. We get some sanity. If not, it'll go to the Supreme Court. And in the midst of all this, no Christmas, no church, no Bible study, no nothing, waiting for the outcome of this case. Does this seem like it's been a super long journey for you?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
it seems like it shouldn't take this long to get this figured out.
Yeah, I think it's exceeding all our expectations as far as the turnaround time. It already has gone to the main Supreme Court. We've already appealed it. We're waiting to hear back right now.
Oh, that's it. Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it is taking long, but patience is having its perfect work in us. And as we trust in the Lord, we just know, and I trust in his perfect timing. So it is in his perfect timing that he's going to overturn this. It's just a matter of time, really.
Right. And it's out of your hands. Like they say, it's in the Lord's hands now. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry that Christmas can't be exactly what all of us would like for you, but I know that God is in your home and in your relationship and loving both of you. And we can celebrate Christmas around the tree, like you said, in each of our homes. And it's all about the heart, but you do want the freedom to go to church. So I know you're going to be back there and we'll get a good update. And you're very optimistic, Matt, that she's going to be at church with her daughter on Easter and Christmas and all that's coming up next year.
I'm very optimistic that this court order will be overturned, either at the Maine Supreme Court or certainly at the U.S. Supreme Court. It will happen, no question about it.
Yeah. Seems like it's all for naught, but this is the journey that she's in. But thank you for standing up and being a warrior mama, Emily. We appreciate you and all that you're doing, and we're praying for you. And we are praying for Ava and for the other Matt, because life is short and God is on the throne. So we've got to recognize that and understand that we can't take him off. So as much as he's going to try to do that, he can't. And you've got great defenders like Liberty Counsel. So thank you to Matt, Matt, and to everyone over at the council for protecting and defending and being a righteous warrior.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we do wish Emily and Ava a very Merry Christmas, and we have them in our prayers, and we know there's going to be a great victory. Thanks again to Liberty Counsel for all your help on this case. All right, to our moms that are watching here again, I just want to make sure you know about all of our amazing programs, resources, webinars, seminars, all the support that we have at Moms for America. We are here to support you on your journey through motherhood. I say that we're the ultimate support group, and we are. You just go to momsforamerica.us, sign up for our newsletter, grab all the information that we have available for you. Everything that you can imagine that you discuss in your home, we have resources for you. Everything from parental rights to public policy, things that you discuss at your kitchen table, right straight through Congress. We do have all that for you, moms. Again, I would love to have you as a part of our family at Moms for America. So please go ahead and go to momsforamerica.us, sign up, and join the movement. All right, moms, thank you for joining us today. Please like, share, subscribe this podcast in your circles. And as always, let's keep changing our country one home at a time. And again, Merry Christmas to everyone, and God bless. A special thank you to our sponsor, the Herzog Foundation. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Herzog Foundation.